All right, let's dive right in. We're about to pull back the curtain on a marketplace where billions with a B are spent every single day, and it's mostly hidden in plain sight. This is the world of contract bidding. It might sound complicated, but we're going to break it down and show you how it can become a real, structured, and profitable business. Let's get to it. So let's start with a really simple question. Think about it. Where do governments, and I mean all levels of government, and massive companies spend their money? They need everything under the sun, from IT services to janitorial work to construction. They have these huge budgets and constant needs. So where does all that cash actually go? The answer? They spend it on contracts. And here's the most important part of that whole idea. This is an open market. We're talking about everything from landscaping a city park to providing cybersecurity for a state agency. They are always looking for businesses to do the work. And that is exactly where your business can step in and get a piece of the pie. Okay, so let's explore what this hidden marketplace actually looks like. You might be surprised to find out just how big it is and how accessible it can be. The official, kind of fancy word for all this is procurement. But don't let that intimidate you. All it really means is the formal, organized way that these big organizations buy the stuff they need. And, understanding this one process is the key that unlocks this entire opportunity. And who's doing the buying? Well, it's a huge list. It's not just the federal government posting these giant contracts on their main website, sam.gov. Your state has its own version. Your city and county do too. And it's not even just government work. Private companies, like big general contractors, are constantly on the lookout for partners. The opportunities are, quite literally, everywhere. Okay, so we've established the opportunity is massive, but how do you actually navigate it? I get it. It can seem super complex from the outside, but let's just break it down into a clear, simple blueprint. Honestly, when you strip it all down, the entire process boils down to these 4 basic steps. First, you get your business ready. The legal stuff like setting up an LLC, getting your tax ID number, and registering on the right websites. Then you hunt for the work, you put together a solid bid to win it, and finally, you manage the project all the way to the finish line. Now, listen up, because this is probably one of the most powerful concepts in this whole business model. You don't have to be the expert doing the actual labor. You don't have to be the one mowing the lawn or writing the code. Instead, you act as the prime contractor, the project manager. You find the work, you win it, and then you hire other trusted experts to actually do it. This, right here, is the secret to scaling this into a real business. Right, so if you're the project manager, how does the money actually work? This is the fun part. Let's crunch some numbers and see what the real potential looks like here. This slide gives you a great visual of the basic math. We've got 2 examples here, but we're going to walk through that $100,000 contract step by step so you can see exactly how the money flows from start to finish. All right, let's follow the money. It all begins when you win the bid. Boom, a $100,000 contract is awarded to your company. Now, from that big number, you pay your expert subcontractor $82,000 to handle the actual job. They do the work. You manage the process. So, a little simple subtraction leaves you with $18,000. That's your gross profit. Think of it as the money you earned for finding the opportunity, winning the bid, and managing the project. Of course, you have to account for your own business expenses, insurance, software, your own time. So after all that, you're left with a realistic net profit of somewhere between $10,000 to $14,000. That's from one single project that you managed, not performed. And here's why that's so exciting. That one project is just the beginning. This whole model is built to scale. A beginner, maybe doing this part-time, might net an extra $5 to $40,000 a year. But once you get your systems down, an established operator can easily build a 6-figure business. And an advanced firm, well, you can see the potential is huge. Now, that potential for growth is fantastic, but it really depends on a critical shift in how you think about it. This isn't a side hustle or about getting lucky. It's about building a predictable machine. There's a line from the source material that just hits the nail on the head. Contract bidding is not gambling. It's not about just throwing a bunch of bids out there and hoping something sticks. No way. It is a disciplined approach to a very structured market. And a winning system is always built on these 4 pillars. You need strong pricing to protect your profit. You have to have strict legal compliance. You've got to be smart about managing risk, and you have to execute professionally. Your reputation built on these 4 things is what will bring you long-term success. So we've covered the what, the how, and the why. We've seen the marketplace, the blueprint, and the mindset. Which brings us to the most important question of all. What happens now? Look, every single day, thousands of contracts like these are awarded. Organizations are actively looking for reliable partners to get work done. This isn't some far-off dream. It's happening right now, in your state, maybe even in your city. So the only real question left is, why shouldn't your name be on one of them?